Oh, hole in the road. Holy crap. Oh, my balls. Ice cream. Hey. Hey guys, Submoto here. So as most of you probably know, my Café Racer is at the mechanics getting all fixed up. Something about a needle valve adjustment or something. I don't know. So while I'm waiting, I figured I'd make a rundown of this bike, my Yamaha SR, and all the parts and stuff that I put on there. I think I'm gonna go check out this dude. Hey, how you doing? I felt like I had a need for an extra bike because first of all the GS kept breaking down, so I opted on an SR. And one of the main reasons for that was because it's such a simple machine. It has like one cylinder and one carburetor, and there's really not much that can go wrong on a bike like this. Look, two boards. So I started looking at pictures of different bikes, and every time I found a part, I would take that and cut it out on Photoshop, and that way I could like visualize where I wanted the different stuff, get down to like the nitty-gritty details, like to know exactly what parts I wanted. So the first thing I wanted to do was the original stock tire was really puny. So I got the actually the old tire from the GS. That tire fit the wheel of this bike. So the next thing I did was I needed a fender. Now because the original fender was kind of made to fit the original tire, it didn't fit once I put a bigger tire on. The fun part of building a bike is finding a part that doesn't fit and then making it fit somehow. So the next thing was the gaiters on the forks. The forks look pretty thin, so I got these like rubber gaiters right here, and those are a piece of shit. They're all cracked, and I figured I might be able to make like 3D print a spring, like a plastic spring that's about the same size. So the original headlight was like a big giant piece of, and I didn't like it. And I noticed a lot of the trackers out there had like these itty bitty spotlight thingies. Oh man, those things look like crap. So I got this this headlight is a lot smaller than the original stock headlight, because the original stock headlight was like enormous. And then the instrument cluster. I don't know why instrument clusters have to be so ugly on most bikes. Anyway, so I changed it. I got this little standard thing. I was on a budget on this thing. These are pretty cheap. I've seen a lot of Café Racers that have them. A lot of my friends have them too, and I have one on the GS. So the handlebar, I don't know what they were thinking. Kind of like went forward and then back, and oh, it just looked horrible. I flipped it around at one point just to see what that would look like. To see if it would look like Clubman bars, and it looked pretty cool. And I saw that and I thought that was pretty cool. Maybe I should just try and make another Café Racer, but that would be kind of silly, because in my book, a Café Racer, like the whole point of making a Café Racer is to make it. I mean, back in the day, they would build them, and they were trying to like imitate the MotoGP bikes of the day, and those bikes were fast, so they would do whatever they could to like make them faster, put more horsepower or whatever. And one of the main things was to be able to do the ton. The ton is doing 160 kilometers an hour or 100 miles an hour, and that was like a criteria for me. I know it's obviously, it's not like a necessary thing. A lot of bikes out there, like older bikes they use for Café Racers, can't do the ton. I don't know. I mean, I wanted my bikes to be able to do the ton at least, and the GS does a ton, no problem at all, and some. It gets up there pretty quick too. But
having a Café Racer that was a 250, and then calling that a Café Racer, that was just silly. So I decided to keep the tracker look. So I found I literally found this handlebar that had been thrown out, and it was just fine. And I painted it. My turn signals, they're crap. I bought all 4 of them for like almost no money at all, and I would love to go and have like LED blinkers. The GS has LED blinkers and they just work. There's no problem at all. But these things, every time they get wet, a bulb busts or whatever, and it's just, if it gets shook up too bad, it breaks, and oh man. So so the tank was a pretty easy job, because I actually like the tank that was on this bike. It's pretty simple. It works. So all I had to do was paint it. I think the most expensive thing on this bike is actually these Yamaha badges. They're pretty hard to get. So on the frame, I had to like weld like a loop just to make the seat fit at the very end. No biggie. It was just like a few inches. So I decided to make like these diamond shaped things, just like the handlebars, to pretty much match them up. My mirrors, got new mirrors, obviously. And these are the exact same mirror, like the shape of the actual mirror is the same as the ones on the GS, which I thought was a pretty neat touch. I didn't want to screw with the engine and the engine parts and the carburetor, and I did that on the GS, and it was a freaking nightmare. I was fine with the just leaving the side panels on there. I painted this. Okay, yes, I painted the side panels black, and I got a sticker that said SR. I had those specially made. I thought that was a nice touch. Ooh, expensive cars. A Tesla. That was a Tesla, man. There are Teslas everywhere in this town. Either that, or it's the same Tesla that drives around everywhere, and I see him every day. So I just wanted to do a systematic rundown of how I built this bike. I'll get to the Café Racer. I know a lot of y'all are pretty interested in the Racer more than this bike, for obvious reasons. Tell you what. Before I do a video on the GS on how I built it, I'm gonna post pictures of how I built the GS step by step, and I'll post that on my Facebook. And you can check it out there, and that way when I talk about the GS, you can kind of follow along. Okay, y'all, well, that was pretty much all I had for today. Please don't kill me, sir. Thank you. So remember to subscribe and ride, and I'll catch you all later.